Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know what it is. Like, share, subscribe. You know, I've seen a few people. I appreciate y'all. Let's keep it up. I'm not going to be long. I just want to come on here and remind people. I just did a hill, y'all. Forgive me if I'm panting, because I kind of walked up fast before I started this video. But I think my ancestors and spirit guides was like, yo, come on and just talk to the people. Encourage, and so I have to be obedient. So I'm just coming on here today to say, you know, let's be mindful. And if you are, keep up the good work. Let's be mindful of opportunities like this. You know, like we're able to get out of our beds. We don't have to wait on nobody to come take care of us. We don't have to, I don't know, you know, everybody's struggle or life is different. And, you know, and sometimes what we think is an inconvenience can really be worse. And when we hear other people's stories, we be like, dang, well, my little situation ain't that bad. Let me be grateful. Let me be, you know. I know things are hard, y'all. I read an article the other day that said to live in Atlanta, where I'm at, a solo person, a single person, right? Or let's say head of household person, to be successful in Atlanta, or as I say, Atlanta. Ooh, I can't say that. Ugh. Atlanta, you have to make like $100,000 a year to be comfy. Did y'all hear what I just said? That's just Georgia or Atlanta alone, or Atlanta surrounding areas. I know it's hard, you know. And as I encourage y'all, I have to encourage myself. Prayer is serious. Them mental, you know, those mental checks that we do for ourselves, for our mental health, you know, they shouldn't be taboo, because mental illness is real. I've worked in psych before, and, you know, sometimes when you think people are okay, they're not. And sometimes when people think people aren't okay, they really are. It's just maybe they're a real spiritual person and everybody ain't ready for that eye-opening conversation or discussions that woke people have. But I think a lot of people are starting to come around, and, you know, we just got to have gratitude and give thanks. You know, you got 10 fingers, 10 toes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might be overweight, but you're not underweight and struggling to keep, you know what I'm saying, food in your system. You know, you're not losing weight rapidly, you know, or vice versa. You know, you might be underweight, but you're not gaining so much weight to where you don't know what the hell is going on and you're so unhealthy and doctors don't know what to tell you. I just came on here to tell y'all, just say thank you. And even sometimes when it does seem effed up, say thank you. I have learned a lot to where sometimes I think something was an inconvenience. And in retrospect, as it played out, if I say I trust God, or if I say I trust my ancestors, I believe that. And I believe that everything works out to my good. And then eventually I'll look back and I'll be like, well, damn, it really wasn't as effed up as I thought it was, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, we're going to get through what we have to get through. And y'all got to understand, everything that's happened was written. Aw. Hey. So cute. You're so cute. What's up? Oh, okay. Okay. That was nice. He said, I'm going to go all the way around. They're so cute. So, back to what I was saying, y'all. Sorry. So, it's just, you know, we have to get through what we have to get through, y'all. And y'all know history repeats itself. You know, there's not nothing in the world that's happening now, for real, that hasn't happened in the 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, or 60s. It might be happening on a different degree. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, the world is the world. And if you say you're a child of God, or you're a believer of God, or you're a God yourself, if you have a God consciousness yourself, then you have to understand you got to have that undying faith that, yo, no matter what this ish look like, it's going to work out to my good. And I profess it and I claim it. Y'all, I'm telling y'all. Let me tell you a story real quick. I was at the mall and God told me to talk to this lady. And I was reluctant. I was like, no, I'm not talking to no lady. I'm not walking up to no complete stranger. And it's like everywhere that I walked in that store, she kept following me. And she looked at me. And I looked at her. And God was like, so you're not going to tell her? I was like, nah, oh, my ancestors, you know. Because a lot of people talk to me, not just, you know, God themselves. I said themselves. God themselves. If you know, you know. So long story short, God was like, yo, you need to talk to this lady and tell her, you know, what I need you to tell her. I was like, nah, I'm not finna do that or whatever. And so he was like, oh, you not? Or they was like, no, you not? I was like, nah, I'm good. So after that, I was about to leave out the store and I was like, dang, let me go ahead and tell this lady what I'm supposed to say. So then I walked up to her and I said, hey, how you doing? She was like, hey, you need help with something? I was like, nah, I don't. And I was like, you know, I said, can I tell you something? She was like, sure. I said, please don't take it weird. I said, but, you know, I am an empath. I'm a clairvoyant. I'm a clairaudient. And I need to tell you something. Can you trust me? She was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So I said, God just wanted me to tell you that everything's going to be okay. And it's going to work out, even though it seems like everything is falling apart. Y'all, when I say she broke down in tears and was like, oh my God, I know you for real, because I just moved down here from Philly. I don't have no family, nobody here. I've been going through so much. And she said, my last meal in Philly, I had to split it with a homeless person because that lady was asking me for some food and she didn't have it. And I split my meal with her. And she was like, I know by doing this good deed, God will bring something good to me. And she said, and now he brought me you. And I was like, dang, yo. So she started crying and was like, yo, can I give you a hug? You know, so let that be inspiration, yo. Let that be inspiration. And sometimes, you know, you just have to be obedient and listen to that voice, because you never know what type of message you have for somebody else, even if you don't understand it.